Good morning, kindergartners. Mrs. Gary's not here today, so I'm going to show you a video of what you're going to do to start your line monster pictures. So today you're going to do this with pencil and maybe crayon, and then next time we're going to get to paint them. So you want to make sure you're working really, really hard today to get all of your lines done. So the first thing you're going to do when you get your paper is write your name, just your first name as best you can, and then you're going to write your class code. So kindergarten, so K, and then N for Northheim or S for Schmersel, and we always write that class code. So then we're going to flip it over and we are going to make lines just like we practiced last time with the Play-Doh. This time we're going to draw with our pencil. So we're going to go from one side of the paper all the way across as straight as we can to the next side of the paper. You can come up with your own lines if you want, like a straight line. That would be an easy one. Or if you want to look at these examples, you can look at those to remember about wavy lines or loop-de lines or zigzag lines. And you can look at these and copy those ones onto your paper if you're having trouble coming up with your own. So we're going to take different lines and we're going from one side of the paper, starting all the way over on this side, and we're going all the way to the other side of the paper. If you run out of ideas for lines, you can repeat them. So you don't have to do a different line every single time. So maybe I'll do another straight line. That's okay. And all you're doing is coming up with different lines, drawing them from one side to the other with your pencil, and filling your entire paper just like Mrs. Gary is doing. When you are done, you're going to use your crayons to go over all of your pencil lines. Let Mrs. Gary finish this real quick so you can see what it looks like when it's all done and filled with lines. Let's do another dotted line. And then Mrs. Gary is all done with her lines in pencil. So then what we're going to do is get crayons and we're going to go over each of our lines really hard with crayon. So when you get your crayons, you're going to press pretty hard. You don't want to press so hard that you're breaking the crayons, but you want to make sure there's a nice thick line so that when we put watercolor over it, the crayon doesn't disappear. It resists the watercolor, so the watercolor doesn't go inside the crayon. So notice how Mrs. Gary's going back and forth over the lines to make it nice and thick. But I'm not breaking the crayon. I'm just pressing a little bit harder to make it thick and dark. You can use whatever color crayons you want, but stick to one color per line, like I did all green for this wavy line. I'm going to do my purple for this upside down loop-de line. Notice how Mrs. Gary's going back over the lines to make it nice and dark and a little bit thicker. So if you're ready, we'll get your papers passed out to you. We'll get these papers with the line examples passed out to you, but make sure you don't write on these because we're going to use them for the other kindergarten classes. We'll get these passed out for you to look at, and we can get started after your name is on your paper. Please behave for the substitute kindergartners. I'll be really happy if I get a good report. See you next time.